Assalamu alaikum. I'm back again with a very short video. Why I'm doing this video is after my Panroll video, there were a lot of people asking me how we make these fillings. I decided to do a video of how fillings are done. So as usual, let's go into the video. So going into the video as usual, I'm a person who really talks high about occupational health and safety and food safety. But talking about occupational health and safety, we do have things to watch for, right? We'll be using things like knives, right? Smashers, graters, all right? So these are things that can hurt you or can injure you. So be careful when you're using these things because we don't want yourself to be injured. Comparing to food safety, I always make sure that everything is kept under the proper temperatures, right? Wash my hands first. Wash my hands. Now it's time to just give you a bit of an idea of what equipments I'm going to use. As I mentioned before, I'm going to use knives and also I'm going to use a nice white cutting board or a chopping board. Remember, food safety standards, they have colored chopping boards. It's available in shops. You can buy your own colored chopping boards and use those chopping boards for precise items or individual items, like you use a red one for meat, you use a blue one for cheese and things, you use a white one for bread, you use a green one for vegetables. So you get different colored coded boards, but today a general one, which is a white board where you can use the white chopping board for anything. So I've got a nice chopping board here. I got a beautiful grater here, right? And everybody might be wondering what this is. This is to mash my potatoes, all right? So generally I'm going to do a basic filling, right? It's more of a vegetarian type of a filling, for which I will be adding a bit of a fish, all right? Which is going to be this mackerel fish. It's called the tin fish, we used to call it. Basically my filling will be based on a fish filling, right? But to get that fish filling, my base of the filling will be a vegetarian. For today's filling, I'll just run through the ingredients. Remember guys, I'll have a recipe for you at the end of the video as usual. So you will be having the recipe for that. But at the moment, I'll just run through the ingredients that I'm going to use for this filling, right? To start off, I got nice 3 big potatoes, which is nicely boiled. So I just need to peel the skin off and then mash it with my masher, right? Then I got 1.5 onions. So you can even have 2 onions because some people like 2 more onions. I got some nice masala powder. My masala powder means garam masala powder, which is spicy. All right. Then I got some turmeric here, right? I got salt. I got chili flakes. So I got mustard seeds here. Then one of our very important ingredient, which is called curry leaf. I got 2 carrots, which I'm going to grate it down. And then I got a green chili, which has been nicely chopped. When I do this filling, I will show you at what time I add my fish. But if you have another option, if you want to have a mutton roll or a beef roll, right? Or even a plain vegetable roll, what you need to only do is just at the time of the adding of the mackerel, right? You can add your meat, right? Which can be lamb or beef. But always remember, cut the beef and lamb into very small pieces and marinate it with some type of a bit of a chili flavored marination, and then try to boil it, right? Boil it and take it out and keep it in small pieces, boil. So basically it's almost cooked, but then later on you can add it to the vegetable filling and cook it a little more so it gives you a better flavor. Going into action now. Number 1, I'm going to get my potatoes prepared. So here the potatoes are basically boiled, so it's nice and soft. So when you just peel the skin just comes out. So if you are going to do pieces of potatoes, I would just say, just cut it into, right, very small pieces. We don't need big pieces. So just probably that size that you need to cut it if you're going to have pieces in your pan rolls. But for me, my preference is mashing the potatoes. So I'm just going to put it and use my masher, and I'm going to mash my potato. Okay, so that's nicely smashed. My potatoes are ready. So I'm keeping that potatoes aside, and then next I'm going to get into my carrots. I'm just going to grate the carrots because I want the carrots to be nicely grated. Right, my carrots are being grated now. So here it is, nice and small. So when we cook it, it's going to be good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my onions chopped. Right, so guys, remember when you're cutting onions, there are good chances that you might snip your fingers. So basically, to prevent that, we always cut our onions in a style. I keep my fingers covered here so that your knife doesn't go and cut into your nails or your skin, right? So that's how you need to cut any type of vegetables when you're cutting into fine slices. So I got my potatoes mashed, got my onions chopped, I got my carrots grated, right? I got all my other spices here. I got my curry leaf here. I got my green chili, mustard, and my mackerels. So now what we are going to do, we are going to start cooking. So as I said, this will be the basic, the vegetable one, all right? And then onto that, we will be adding fish, or if you all prefer to add some meat or lamb, yes, you can always cut into small pieces, boil the lamb, small pieces, cut it, marinate it with some type of spice that you need, and then add it into the vegetable base, and then mix it so that becomes your mutton roll filling or your beef roll filling. Today we are going to start off with the base vegetable filling now. For that purpose, I need to go into my stove, right? And I'll meet you there. Right guys, so I've come to my stove here. I've lit my stove up, and then I got a nice frying pan here. So to start off, I'm just going to drizzle with some oil. You can use vegetable oil, and some people even prefer to use olive oil. I don't think there'll be a problem with that. So you can use some olive oil if you like, right? But I'm using vegetable oil, or you can even use canola oil or vegetable oil. So there you go. I sprinkled some oil here, and I'm just waiting for the oil to heat up. So once the oil heats up, the first thing that goes into the oil pan will be mustard seeds, because they just prefer to, just burst up in oil. So I'll put the mustard seed first, then my curry leaves, and then my chili, and then my onions, and we start cooking. While we are cooking, we add all our other spices as well. I've got a nice wooden spoon. All right, so I'm pretty sure the oil is ready now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my mustard seeds. So the mustard seeds is frying. You can see the mustard seed frying up. Your mustard is ready now. So next step, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my curry leaves. Might be careful guys, it might just burst on you. So always remember, OHS is very important. All right, so always keep your distance up close to the oil. The oil is very hot, so make sure that, and when the curry leaves are cooked, right, it cooks very fast, and your mustard seeds are there. This is when I put my onions. I want my onions to cook well. And I'll put my chilies also. So you can see now the onions are getting cooked. All right, a little more color, and then I'll be ready to put my main ingredients. So I'm going to put some chili. This is what Sri Lankans need, very hot chili. You can either put some chili paste if you have, but I would prefer to put some chili flakes, where they used to say in Sri Lanka, they used to say kali miris, which is flakes. I'm just going to put some turmeric on that, right? Some salt. Now salt you can put to taste. At the end of the session, if you feel that there is not enough salt, you can still mix it at that time too, because salt should not be extra. If it's extra, then the whole taste spoils. So salt is something that I will put in intervals. All right, checking how the flavor is coming up. I'm putting some spice, mixed spice, just to give it a bit of a nice aroma. It's turning out very good. So guys, if you have your preparation ready, this doesn't take much time for you all to make. So always remember to keep your preparation ready. So here comes the next one. Right, now this is in a good state for me to add my carrots. So I'm adding my carrots now. At this moment, if you need a little bit of a tanginess on your filling, you can just squeeze 1 or 2 drops of lemon, fresh lemon, right, which gives you a bit of a tanginess. Right, my final thing, I'm going to put the potato in now. So I've taken out the vegetarian stuff. Next thing I'm doing, as I mentioned early in the video, that I'm doing a fish filling. So I'm adding my mackerel fish now into this. As I said, if you want to do meat or mutton or beef or anything like that, you can always add that at this time. So you keep your mutton small pieces cooked well, and then you can add it. But with the fish, it is like pre-cooked. So I'm going to just add the fish into this. There you go. It's come out nice. It's nice in color. Okay guys, so there we go. We got our fillings ready. Alright, I've still kept it in the pan itself. There you go. Right, now this filling is a fish filling, where you can use it for your pan rolls as a fish pan roll, or even you can use it for a fish bun, which is going to be my next segment. And you can use these fillings for both. Instead of fish, you can always add nice small juliennes of mutton, which is boiled and then cut into small pieces, then marinated with a chili paste or something, and then put it into the vegetable mix. So you'll have your mutton roll mix, or you want beef, you can do it with beef, right? So there is your fillings, guys. So guys, here we are, the fillings that I promised you. And if you do have any comments, please put it on the comment box. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Till I meet you on the next video, as I promised you, it's going to be Malupan. This is Frederick Money signing off. Aibowan, Wanakam, Salam Alaikum, bye bye.